So it is the pre-final for the Rocket Fuel Yamaha light class. Kinsman starting off the pole. Current North Island champion. Ari Hutton slots into second. Former Kartsport New Zealand junior champion and KF3 champ. And we got one off early. Let's have a look at the replay. It's action further back in the field. A little bit of a dispute at the top of the hill. I think that might be the 63 of Mitchell Ward from Kartsport Manawatu. So Daniel Kinsman, Ari Hutton, these two have done a lot of racing together in the junior categories. Both have recently moved up into the senior ranks. 7 is James Gorham. He'll be running in the 4th position, chasing down Sam Sarkic in the 92. 24 is Patrick Davey. These are the Rocket Fuel sources. Number 24, Rocket Fuel, sponsoring the Yamaha Light category this weekend for the Paymark CIK Trophy of New Zealand. So Sarkic, another one that's moved up from the junior ranks recently, running the Arrow chassis, chasing down Ari Hutton in the Tony Kart and Daniel Kinsman in the Intrepid. So 3 different chassis brands represented in the top 3 positions here in the pre-final. Daniel Kinsman was the top qualifier from Andy Schofield. We didn't see much of Schofield in the pre-final. He had some issues in the first heat. We saw him starting a little bit deeper in this one. Kinsman won the first heat from James Gorham and Ari Hutton. Kinsman setting a new track record of a 37.06 in the first heat as we watch the 51 go through. Ryan Kappelman from Wellington. Heat 2 was Kinsman from Schofield with Kappelman in 3rd, and Heat 3 was Kinsman again ahead of Schofield and James Gorham. So as we heard from Ari Hutton, just struggled a little bit this weekend. 21 is Daniel Ryan. Another driver out of Kartsport Manawatu in the common plumbing and drain laying Tony Kart. Loses a position there to kart number 8, Harry Whelans from Wellington. So a very, very competitive field for the Rocket Fuel Yamaha lights. Over the last 4 or 5 seasons, this class has really come back into the limelight. There is Andy Schofield. Now running a Cosmic chassis. We have seen Andy running in the Monaco chassis over the last couple of seasons. And like so many of these youngsters, has just made the jump up to the senior ranks. So Schofield, one of the fastest on track, trying to work his way through to get a better grid position for the final. Just watch Patrick Davey, Ryan Kappelman, and the 8 of Harry Whelans battling for position, with the 21 of Daniel Ryan right there with them as well. So this battle just for about the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th positions. So as I was saying, this class has really come to fruition like the junior Yamaha class in the last 4 to 5 seasons. Kartsport New Zealand dropped the performance clutches. These are direct drive karts now. Certainly one of the biggest prizes in New Zealand kart sport is a trip to Japan for winning the Yamaha light class at New Zealand champs. As this is really elbows up stuff for the miners. And it's Whelans through to the lead of this group now with 95. Charlotte Oram from Wellington. Getting to the back of that group, 61 is Jaden Hardy, another recent junior graduate into the senior ranks. Makes the pass there on the 7 of James Gorham. So Jaden Hardy working his way forward. Like Andy Schofield, running the Cosmic chassis, which is a derivative of the Tony Kart chassis out of Italy. James Gorham in the Tony Kart, the familiar green. Cosmic, of course, the familiar purple chassis. And as we've stated in so many of our kart sport programs over the last few years, there is such a diverse range of chassis available in the New Zealand market. There is Andy Schofield. So he's worked his way through that midfield traffic. There's Jaden Hardy. Schofield, one of the fastest on track. And Daniel Kinsman with the fastest lap at a 36.8 and a new lap record. Problems for Ari Hutton. I was just about to say he disappeared off the timesheets, and that's why. As Jaden Hardy goes by Sarkic for the 2nd position. So Daniel Kinsman with about a 4-second advantage out in front. Jaden Hardy moves through to the second position. Sarkic back to the third spot. Looks like Andy Schofield applying the pressure to James Gorham for that fourth position. So another new lap record for Daniel Kinsman out in front. There is the current North Island champ. He's taken the last lap board. No upper body movement whatsoever, and that's the sign of a top carter. They do transfer a little bit of weight. Not so much from the top end, it just upsets the balance of the car. So you will see very little head movement from New Zealand's top carters, and in fact anywhere in the world. But it's Daniel Kinsman taking control, a clean sweep for the weekend so far. Taking the win in the pre-final of the Rocket Fuel Sources sponsored Yamaha light class. Jaden Hardy will finish second. Ahead of Samuel Sarkic, James Gorham, Andy Schofield and Daniel Ryan. Daniel Kinsman will start off the pole for the final.
Daniel once again dominated the class there with a fairly easy win.
Yeah, had a bit of pressure early on and a few fell off. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, made it easy towards the end.
That really sets it up for the grand final. You're on pole.
Yeah, it's a good starting place, but you know, anything can happen. It's only last race that counts, so we'll see.
Jane, looks like Daniel disappeared, but it was a close battle there for second.
Yeah, well, Sam's going good and had to come from 6th to get to second, but yeah, got there in the end.